Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So I'm here with the Elite Tuner Showdown for this season, and the Apex car in this case is the S2K with Elite 35. I don't know how many of you had that many tokens, but it's very hard to get anywhere with Elite nowadays. Even if you're grinding, the Showdown's pretty hard. Now, with the new petacrates or petacrates, you are able to combine with the regular crates in combination, get the stage 6s if you end up burning enough bronze keys, and therefore you could at least max out the car. Now, like most Elite Tuner cars, fully maxed without Elite levels, the car will not really beat Harkness. Now, it comes pretty close, and you may be able to get it used as, say, quote, the Elite license car, but you really need quite a few Elite levels to get beyond that. To really beat Harkness, you're probably going to want enough fusion slots in addition through Elite levels to run probably 8.8s and better. So, fully Elite, of course, the car's quite quick. 7.6s, that's not bad at all, but it's not great either, considering we have 6.7 cars. So, yeah, in the end, while this car is nice, and I always like the Honda S2000, it's not really anything truly worthy of a lot of effort at the, for beginners. Maybe if you're a veteran player, you just want another car to mess with, sure, this will work. Now, that being said, the car does beat dyno by about 2 to 3 tenths, depending on shift pattern. That's good. The downside is that its evo points without any Elite levels or full Elite levels really isn't that impressive. Therefore, matchmaking in live is not going to be great. So while it beats dyno, which makes it a good live car in theory, once you start using it and you have to beat dyno to beat your lobby, you'll soon find that it's really not that good. So my overall opinion of this car is build it if you have the parts and you want to build it for Showdown to grind out some good trophy points, sure. Outside of that, probably not really worth much effort. This is not one of those cars that will, dominate the lobby and never get bumped. It's just not such a car. In fact, the Elite Tuner cars, for the most part, need to be fully Elite at level 30 and up, preferably 35 Elite, for them to truly shine, and then you can actually downgrade the upgrades to build it into what I call a low performance point high evo car. Now, the Supra is kind of good at that. However, I noticed recently the Supra has somehow gotten a negative adjustment and is actually not matchmaking as good as it used to be. The Nissan GTR 35 doesn't have as strong a low performance point high evo tune as, say, the Nissan GTR 34, which actually turns out better when you get closer to fully Elite. I'm not sure how the other cars will play out because I don't have any of them that far Elited, but the reality is the Elite upgrade final fusion sometimes will add like 100 evo points of fusion, and that's where you can really get some benefits out of low performance point high evo setups. The S2K, probably not. Now, why am I running Showdown when I really don't like it? Tickets for 250 tickets. I think there's another 100 if you don't have the Pro Leagues. So you can get 350 tickets. We already used 4,000 for the Huracan GT3 Evo, and there are more events coming where you're going to have to get another American ticket or pay money, right? Or pay money for tickets. Either way, there's money involved. But if you can collect another 4,000 ticket, you may be able to squeeze through another event without having to pay real money. My doubts are getting to the, how would I put it? I have more and more doubts that I'm going to be able to get through each of these events without buying something. Okay, so beginning parts of these events are usually the ones that are kind of the carrot stick events. They're not super hard. They, most players can kind of squeeze their way through somehow, or, maybe for $5 purchase you can get through instead of paying $30. But as you get towards the end of the American Series, I'm sure that's going to change. We have the Hyperworld Trinity Cup coming up. I will be putting out a separate video for speed traps for those cars, because that's going to be the real catch here. Can we get through those speed traps without full stage 6s, or any stage 6s for that matter, if it's set up like what we did with the Huracan, where you can beat the speed traps relatively easily. That'll be great, but we'll see how that goes. Now, for this showdown, again, the actual Apex car is the S2K, but fully elite, and the next one down will be the RX-7 fully elite, and your non-elite boys, it's still going to be the top two cars being the S2K and the RX-7, and without elite at fully maxed, in theory, the RX-7 will be a little quicker, with the S2K a little bit slower. I have a little bit of fusion slots from elite level 12, so I can sort of get to like a 9.1 flat if I drive it perfectly. So it all depends on, you know, elite upgrades. Obviously, the more you have, the better your chances are of winning. Now, again, with all showdowns, and this is particularly directed at new players, it all comes down to how fast your car is and your trophy count. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're running a slow car or fast car. If you're at 600 trophies, you will meet certain cars getting through the 600 trophy range that may run much faster than you. Get used to losing in showdown if you have a slow car. The only way to not lose all the time is to have the Apex car and to have it fully elite. If it's the elite tuner car or the Apex car that is fully maxed when it's not a elite tuner type challenge. For those thinking of using this car or the RX-7 for Harkness, do not think that this car is going to make it against Harkness without some serious upgrades. At fully maxed, neither the RX-7 or the Honda S2K will beat Harkness. So keep that in mind. These are not easy to get fusions. These are not easy cars to build fully maxed. Even if you have it fully maxed, as far as part upgrades, you will still have to elite level probably 20 plus in order for, and get those fusion slots filled in order for you to beat Harkness. So if I were to push for a Harkness car, I would probably, definitely for newer players, stick with the Supra, or actually stick with the GTR, because the GTR, believe it or not, it's easier to get epic fusions in the long run than even the Supra. You're not relying on the crates. You can buy Nissan GTR 35, the 2013 version, in the dealership, strip it, and get fusion. So the R35 GTR is also like a 7-second car when fully elite, fully maxed, but again, fully maxed with parts, none of these elite tuner T5s really can beat Harkness. So that's something to always keep in mind. Shift pattern. With this Honda S2K, the max shift pattern seems to work just fine for with or without the full elite levels, which is basically launch, instant second, short third, short fourth, and nitrous. I'm not too keen on exactly where to go third and fourth. I'm just kind of winging it, but that'll kind of give you the best run. The current cars that are coming out, a lot of them have this either, you know, instant second kind of deal. It's almost like the shift patterns are copied and pasted from one car to the next. You know, little variety would be nice, but whatever, it's fine. Now, that being said, I'm heading towards the stage 6 for the PC Cup car, and that's kind of one of the goals of doing this showdown as well. That is the BMW M4 competition. That'll be the PC car this season. If you don't have it, you'll have to pull for it, but the good news is it's a T3 car, and therefore we won't have a huge amount of money spent to build it, unlike say a T5 PC car. So that's kind of nice. We have 2 T3s in the last 2 seasons, but then again, all these other events are bankrupting people anyway. Okay. Alright, so let's see. I'm probably 2 wins away from getting that stage 6. Once I get it, I'll jump back. I'll show you the PC car real quick so you know exactly what it is, and we'll kind of call it for now at this point. With this particular car at this level of upgrades, you know, I've been doing okay so far. That car's obviously more elite upgraded than mine because he's running one of the more premium body kits. So I will lose this race. It just, I mean, Showdown gets to the point where you don't even need to race to know if you're going to win or lose. Because if you're not fully max, fully elite, you see a guy running the body kit from when you are fully elite, you basically know that you're going to lose. It's just, you know, disappointing, of course, but it is what it is. Okay, so it looks like my trek to 1300 isn't going to be as quick as I thought. Again, that could be a fluke. He could just be passing through, or I've hit a level where I am going to have a lot of problems. Okay, so that's a pretty advanced body kit as well. So real question is, how many elite levels does he have? If I'm ahead already, I might be alright. But again, shift pattern makes a big difference here. On a 9.38 dyno, I am running about 9.1 flat, or even 9.09s if I can get my shift just right. So, you know, but if you if you miss the launch a little bit, it's going to be at least another 10 slower. That's just true of all these maxed out cars, and true of all launch button type situations. If you're not launching right, you still will lose time, and therefore your car won't do as well. Okay, here we go. It's the prune versus a green snot type S2K, and the prune takes the win. Alright, so the color combination is kind of I picked it because it's my college fraternity colors, that's why. Yeah, so there you go. BMW M4 Competition G82. That's a whole lot to say for one little T3. But that is the car, that is the PC car this season. And therefore, tomorrow, when you start looking at pulling silver keys, before you go pull them, check your garage. Make sure you don't have the car, or go to the PC Cup. Once it pops up, click on that, and it'll tell you whether you have the car or not. But let's go ahead and go take a look. I am on the last 3 minutes of my wild card, so it's not like I'll get much more points out of it. Let me see, where's that T3? All the way through. Quick. Oh, here we go. It should be under B for BMW, and there it is. And what lovely stage 6 did I get for this car? My money is on intake. Or turbo. Oh, I got a trans. Alright. Not bad. I feel better. Now, if you're short on BMW Fusions, go ahead and get them from buying the M235i and the M4, both of which are available in the dealership. And you should never have a problem of running out of Fusions for this particular brand. So this is it, the M4 Competition. I haven't really played with it too much. I'll probably do a separate video on it. But that is the current PC car. Well, I'm going to conclude this particular Elite Showdown video at this point. Again, if you max out either the RX-7 or the Honda S2K, you'll at least get to the stage 6 without much of a problem. Once you get beyond that, who knows how far we can get. But there is a participation reward that you're going to want, which is some American Series tickets, as long as you don't have the Pro Leagues. And speaking of those tickets, I am setting out 1450, and the next card to come around will require another 4K. So I'm not exactly going to be able to save up 4K very quickly here, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, also don't forget to run the service trial. Very important. That's how you get a lot of gold. I did 6 races. I'm going to go back and finish this before the end of the night. Alright, well, thank you for joining me for this Elite Showdown video. Let me know what you think. Let me know what car you're using and how far you're getting. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like this type of videos and you like my channel, subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.